Hi, and welcome to Create, Automate, and Scale podcast. Tune in to this inspirational, straight to the point, relatable content for entrepreneurs to help you mastermind the everyday hassle, give you business tips, networking opportunities, shameless money talks, and scaling secrets. Created to support you, to support coaches and course creators just like you, to help you take action, stop trading dollars for hours, and explode your business. It's time to hit that six-figure and beyond. Let's go! Welcome to the Oh Shit sequence. This is probably one of my favorite sequences because no matter how much of a superhero that I know that you are, life happens. I was just saying I was taking office hours this morning from my car, waiting for my husband. He was at the hospital in the emergency room. It's part of the military part of the hospital, so I couldn't go in anyways. So I got to do that from the car. So we always have situation in our life where we go, oh shit, I do not have time to business right now because life happens for a multitude of scenarios. So hi, if you don't know me, my name is Sophie Riley, and I like to consider myself sort of like a lazy marketer. And what I mean by that is that no, I'm not lazy per se, but if I don't need to do something, I don't want to do it. It's like my brain just breaks down and says, yeah, I don't think so. To give you a few examples, sometimes we like to create more work for ourselves. Either we're working on a day-to-day, either we're overcomplicating things. And then my brain just kind of breaks down. It's like, no, I don't want to work this much. How can I find ways to simplify the process, to make it easier? And I don't know about you, but this is the year where my mental capacity is at an all-time high. Like there's just not as much space as there used to be. And I'm not able to remember as much as I used to. Sure, we can call it I'm getting old. But regardless, there's just not as much mental capacity. And that's where automation came into play. And once I started to become obsessed with automation, I started to see that I was gaining back hundreds. This is not sugarcoating it. Hundreds of hours into my life and my business every single month. That's huge. That is huge because yes, we all want to create a business. We all want to fund our dreams, but none of us are dreaming to spend every single minute of it at our computer building that business and still holding on to that dream. So automation for me creates that mental capacity that I don't have. Okay. But it creates some mental freedom. It saves money. Now, I am not kidding. I've worked with hundreds of businesses online, and the first VA that you should hire, so to speak, is automations. It's a system that's going to automate so many things for you, because if you can learn how to automate your business first, you are going to save thousands of dollars. So it saves money. And of course, it saves time. And I gain money because my business is more consistent, which is a huge win. Now, before we jump in to this oh shit sequence, I want to talk to you about the VIP Hub. The VIP Hub is what I'll be referring to a lot through this series because it is a system that I own. It's a go high level system with a white label called the VIP Hub, where I have the best price on the market. It is the absolute best. And it's where I spend all of my time just teaching you how to automate your business so that you don't have to hire. You have the capacity of learning. You can hop on Zoom in office hours to get some help. So it's very, very user friendly. So if you hear about the VIP Hub, that is what it is. we can give you a special offer if you want to join for $77 a month. If you're in Canada, it's in Canadian. If it's in US, it's going to be US. It is outstanding. So if at any point, just send me an email. We'll send you the special link, which is also in the workshop portal. So if you hear the VIP Hub, it's awesome. We'll have some step-by-step videos as well done into the VIP Hub. So if you're somebody that's, listen, tech is overwhelming, that's okay. I got your back. Now, if you don't know me yet, there's something I'm really passionate about. You're most likely going to ask me a lot of questions. That's okay. I friggin' love questions. But I may not answer it like your typical coach because, one, I am not a coach and I really do want you to succeed. Now, before I tell you why I answer the questions the way that I do, have you heard of Melanie Perkins? Melanie Perkins is the creator of Canva. Now, I'm assuming that you've all heard of Canva. It's where we create all of our beautiful graphics, our, videos and all of that stuff. It's the creator of Canva. Okay, so Melanie, who's Australian, was born in 1987, so that's 2 years younger than me. Okay, has a billion-dollar, multi-billion-dollar company today. But Melanie was told no on her idea over 100 times. Sometimes as creators, we want to create something. Okay, we have an idea. My job is not to tell you that this idea won't work or that you should do it my way. My job is to help you create the business of your dreams. So when I answer questions, I will always tell you some ideas. I will tell you some of the things I've seen, some of the trend, but you know what? There's no right or wrong way to build your business. There's your way. And as long as you always go back to the data and you always try to move your business forward with what's working, what's not working, there's no right or wrong way to do it. And I would say that Melanie Perkins is the proof of that. So at any point, if you have any question, shoot them my way, but expect some questions back. I'm so excited. The oh shit sequence is what is going to save your life. It's going to save your life and your business over and over and over again. An oh shit sequence is something that you can use for anything that you want. Okay, you're going on vacation. Let me set up my oh shit sequence and walk away. Everybody gets sick. This seems to be my house right now. Let me set up my oh shit sequence and let's walk away. So an oh shit sequence can be used. Life happens. There's an emergency. Somebody in your family passed away. It happens. Those are not things that you necessarily can plan for, but they happen. And this is prepping your business for those times. And I don't care. You can use this sequence if you're tired and you need a break and you need a few extra naps in your life. It's all good. That sequence can be between 2 to 6 weeks. That's my preference. If you're like, Sophie, I have so many offers. Could I go with a 2-month, 3-month? Heck yeah, let's do it. There's no right or wrong way to do it. And though I'm going to more reference with what I'm used to do in my preferences, it does not have to be exactly the way that I set up mine. And that's okay. Now, our first job is to envision what that's going to look like for us. The more clear you are on where this is going for you, the better it is. Let me explain. You're creating a funnel, a new funnel. There's so many things that goes into a funnel, from branding to fonts and colors and text and pictures, and a lot of things can go right. Just in my experience, a lot of things can go wrong. If you have a very clear picture of what each box, what each section is going to look like, what it's going to say, if you have a clear picture that the header is going to be this font, this size, the paragraph is going to be this font, this size, is really, really easy to set up. But if you go and you open your system, you go to your funnel, and you're like, I have to create a funnel for an offer. You're going to find yourself playing with the design, not really sure what to say, changing things up. And what happens is you're spending probably 50 times the amount of time that it would have taken you if you had a clear picture. So we want to keep things productive. We don't have time to spend, an insane amount of things. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to take in consideration all of your offers. So demanding. So we're going to take in consideration all of your offers. So are you serious? So what do you have in your business that is evergreen? I understand that this is a little hard if you are a service provider or if you're a coach that offers one-on-one. And this is like my one rule. It cannot be in this sequence because this is for emergency. This is considering that you don't have the time to coach one-on-one or to create a new website or any of that, okay? We are in emergency mode, and so we are looking for evergreen offer. The first thing that we are going to do is we are going to brainstorm every single thing that you have to offer that you can sell. We have to sell with this sequence. Well, you don't have to, but if you don't make money. Just putting it out there. So we are going to start to brainstorm some offers. So do you have any recorded masterclass from previous masterclass? Recorded workshops? Do you have any templates, homeworks, workbooks? Sometimes we have a one-on-one offer. We consider our offer as a book. Okay, a book has multiple chapters. Your offer, your one-on-one offer or group coaching program would have multiple chapters. You can also think of this as your framework. Okay, and each of those chapters, well, it's full of pages. Maybe there's one page in there that is outstanding. That would be a perfect standalone offer. Maybe in your one-on-one program or coaching program, you have workbooks, homework, activities. Those could all become individual offers. And then those are things that you're going to have in your backpack that you're able to sell anytime and make money, which is beautiful. As a service provider, some things that maybe are not as obvious, but a lot of people want to know what you know. So a course on how to edit videos for social media. I mean, how many of us have research on Google and tried so many platforms to get our certain looks on our videos? I'm still at the Googling phase. If I'm being honest, I'm still looking for that perfect editing software that's going to save me time instead of spending hours and hours editing. We're all looking for shortcuts, and typically service providers are gifted with all of those shortcuts because we've done it over and over again. We've had so much experience. So templates, how-to content that you might have in your backpack. Something that are really popular, there's Spreadsheet, Notion, Asana, Trello, or what's the other one? ClickUp, journals, workbooks. I have a Google spreadsheet when people are always asking me, I need to start a website, but how do I get started? Well, it's all in a spreadsheet. You'll have that idea of what the website should look like, feel like, should say, and then boom. Sometimes people just don't know where to start, and coaches, service providers are the perfect people to show people how you start. Now, we talked about the one-on-one as well. One of the biggest block I think that people have is that they're not going to have an as big transformation because it's not one-on-one, and that's okay. That is the transformation ladder. You could have a transformation ladder with a small product at 27, maybe a group coaching program, maybe a one-on-one coaching program. And that transformation ladder has a different level and a different involvement level of yourself, right? So yes, the transformation may not be as great, but it's still the same transformation. So with your list of things that you have to offer, what do we have so far? If you are newish to the coaching industry, to the entrepreneur industry, you can take everything that you're learning today and turn it into a launch. 100% turn it into a launch with your one-on-one offers, group coaching program. But at the end of the day, if you want to create that plan B, that emergency sequence, we really need to find those offers that you have that you can make money and have to spend zero time. Zero of your time. Your time's done. I also want to say sometimes it's okay to envision that 6-week, 8-week sequence, but to only set up 2 weeks for now. If you only had 1 to 2 small offers right now, it's not a problem. Set up a 2-week sequence and build it up later on. You are better to have a 2-week sequence, emergency sequence, than nothing at all. Right? So things that would go into my sequence as a service provider are templates, SOPs. Who doesn't want all of my SOPs for my business? I've learned how to save hundreds of hours through automation and SOPs. You know, if you were to say, hey, Sophie, let's do a challenge, no problem. I have an SOP for that. Things like that I'm able to offer. And of course, the VIP hub in an emergency sequence, maybe I offer a free 30-day, things like that. But for me, primarily are templates, how-to content like SOPs. Now, listen, you absolutely want to try different things. And I am not saying to not have higher offers in this emergency sequence, but I will say to have the proof in the pudding. So if you're going to offer, let's say, a $2,000 self-paced course, it will do better if you have the proof in the pudding. Is that the right expression? Yay! Win for Sophie today. So if you have your testimonials, those offers will do better. Now, it's completely okay to still put them in the sequence if you don't have testimonials. Just keep in mind to keep track of what's working. So every time I would set up an oh shit sequence, look at what's working, look at what's not working, and simply improve from there. Listen, if you improve one thing every time, that's huge. If you set up one sequence a month, that is huge. We're always trying to set up a freaking castle on day one. Listen, I'm guilty. I'm probably the worst. But I will say that every single time I'm like, okay, Sophie, chill. One thing is better than nothing. I win a lot more. If you can set up one automation every single month for 12 months, it's 12 automation. That is a potential of 50 to 100 hours that you're winning back into your day, that you're more consistent, and that's everything. That is everything. So speaking of mental space and mental capacity, we are keeping track of what we can handle during this workshop. We're using that as a stepping stone. And even if you set up 2 weeks instead of 6, that's freaking awesome. Then the next time you set it up, you might have the mental capacity to set up 4 weeks. You just add another 2 weeks on top of it. And that is absolutely fantastic. So if you haven't written anything down, let us know into the comments so we can brainstorm together some of those ideas. So one of the best ways that I visualize everything is with sticky notes. The reason why they're sticky notes is that you can easily move things. So if you were to put all of your offers that you found on the wall, okay, well, maybe these 3 would be a perfect bundle for $97 or $27. Maybe this one should be an upsell with this one. An upsell is like a little bump. Well, maybe you have an offer that has 3 templates for a podcast for $27. This would be a perfect bump order for that because that's organizing your podcast for, let's say, $11. So you want to put everything onto sticky notes, however you prefer. It's not because that's my favorite way that you have to do it too, but in a way that works for you. Cheryl uses a whiteboard, right? I've seen that a lot. That works for Cheryl, and that's fantastic. So whatever works for you, but put it down. When it comes to automation, it's really, really great because right now we have our offers, but then after we figure out our emails. So this is something that every single time that we meet, we add sticky notes. They can be different colors. And then you get to build your automation outside of your software. So if you're not somebody that's super techie, or you're somebody that feels like, I don't know how to best set up my automation, listen, this is going to be life-changing for you. All right, so you get to make some decisions. And you get to make those decisions before Thursday, where we keep going. We're going to start building the emails and decide what type of sequence that we want to build. The flash sale, long nurture sequence, there's definitely a lot of options that we get to choose from, but today you get to make some decisions. You put down all of your evergreen offers. So first of all, are not ready. How many of those do you need to create and set the time aside to have that created? Okay, so let's make that clear, and let's make sure that we stay within the realm of, let's be realistic, right? So we're not going to go and create a new offer that's going to take us 60 hours. That's not the point. We want to make things a whole lot easier. Then you get to decide, all right, for my first oh shit sequence, how long is it going to be? Now, if you're looking for a quick 2-week sequence, awesome. You probably want to have 1 to 2 offers. You could have a whole lot more. We just did a flash sale bonus round with Janine where there was a different offer each day. Totally possible. Okay, so this is not, Sophie said there only could be 2. No, but if you have 1 to 2 offers, maybe a 2-week sequence is the one to go. If you're also new to creating a sequence, if you don't have a welcome sequence yet, maybe creating an email list is new. Maybe 2 to 3 weeks is perfect for you. That's the perfect place to start. But if you have a few more offers and you have a welcome sequence created, which is all going to make sense because we don't have to create everything from scratch. We're going to use all the copies we've created in the past. We're going to see what works, what didn't work, and we're going to build on from there. So if you're one of those that has a lot of offers, well, maybe you want to jump into a 4 or a 6-week sequence. Now, the last thing that I want to touch on is to look at your business from a bigger bubble, okay? So right now, today, we're talking about setting up an oh shit sequence for when life's happening. And yes, this is mostly email sequence, correct? But what else is going on into your business? And what are some other goals that you have? Okay, so maybe Janine is trying to grow her Instagram. Ashley, maybe you're working on YouTube, right? Cheryl, podcast, which is outstanding, by the way. Amazing episode I just listened to today. So there's other goals, right? So I want you to think about what are some of your goals this year that you could use into this sequence. So Janine wants to grow her Instagram. So maybe in that oh shit sequence, you have a few posts that you want to make sure that they go see. This can bring them to a podcast episode. This can bring them to an Instagram Reels. This can bring them to a YouTube videos. So it is okay beyond the selling your offers. If you're trying to grow your Instagram, if you're trying to get some podcast download, if you're trying to bring people to your YouTube, to also think of ways of how we can incorporate that into your sequence. Awesome. So Thursday, we are diving into emails. So keep an eye out on the workshop page. You're going to be able to access this video. It's going to be an audio as well as the transcript. There's also going to be some awesome example of sequence coming up. There's going to be lots of gift popping there, like graphics that you can use, all that sorts of things. I'll see everybody on Thursday, and I'm really excited.
Thanks for tuning in to the Create, Automate, and Scale podcast. We hope you found today's episode to be inspirational, informative, and straight to the point. Our goal is to provide you with relatable content that helps you mastermind the everyday hustle, grow your business, and achieve your goals. As an entrepreneur, we know how tough it is that it can be to navigate the world of business, which is why we're here to support you with valuable tips, networking opportunities, shameless money talk, and scaling secrets. We're dedicated to helping coaches and course creators take action, stop trading dollars for hours, and explode their business to hit that six-figure and beyond. Make sure you subscribe to our podcast to stay up to date with the latest episode, and feel free to leave a review or reach out to us with any feedback or questions that you may have. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you in the next episode of Create, Automate, and Scale.